Hey there. That sounded squirrely. Hey guys, Doug Meyer here. Welcome to Morning Pause. No matter what time of day or night you watch this, it's still going to be called Morning Pause. So, I'm a pastor here at Trietsch Methodist Church in Flower Mound, Texas. And sometimes what I try to do is connect Morning Pause to what's going on here in the life of the church. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It happens to, I think, fit pretty well this week because we're starting a worship series called Unshallow. It's all about vulnerability and the ways that we are vulnerable in our faith and with God and with one another. And I get to kick it off Sunday by preaching at all three services. So you are privileged today to get kind of a sneak peek at what I am thinking about, processing, and considering for vulnerability. You know, one of the questions that comes to mind as I think about that is, if you know me, will you love me? Or just maybe even like me? Isn't that the fear that hides behind the considerations that we have as we think about being vulnerable? If you know me, if you see me for who I really am, are you still going to like me? And are you going to be pleased with me, happy with me, so forth, so on? You know, it goes back to the story of Genesis, one of the creation stories with Adam and Eve, and hanging out there in the old garden and doing that which they weren't supposed to do, having a snack there with the apple, and suddenly their eyes were open to their nakedness. So if you think about that, what was that about? Well, you know, maybe that creation story was written in such a way that the God that story was introducing wanted us all to be live in a place unafraid of being fully known. Vulnerable, if you would, with our Creator, and vulnerable with one another. And that was just the state of things. And by doing that, which we were told not to do, suddenly self-consciousness entered the picture, and our sense of not being enough or needing to hide or protect ourselves entered the picture. Whether or not it was about being vulnerable with our God, our Creator, vulnerable with one another, or all of the above. I think some of that carries on to today. We are convinced somehow that if you know me as I really am, you're not going to like me. Hence, we hide. Back in the day, the story goes that they hid behind fig leaves. You know, some of the irony is that fig leaves are really rough. And if I was going to hide behind something, I wouldn't hide behind a piece of sandpaper, would you? But what is it that we're afraid of? Well, we're afraid of being known. We're afraid of the risk of being rejected. So we create this outer facade, the me that I think you will find pleasing, the me that I think will be safe, the me that I think will be welcomed and popular, or, you know, fill in the blank. We do that in all sorts of different ways. One of the big ways here in our area is by our outward appearance. I Googled just a while ago how much money we spend on just makeup alone. Women, gosh, it says you guys rack up $50 billion a year on cosmetics. I know also that men's cosmetics are beginning to be a really big deal. And so I don't know if we're at the 50 billion mark, but we spend a lot on making ourselves look good, and good for you or good for other guys or whoever we want to look good to. We spend a lot of money on our wardrobe and on our physique and all the outward stuff that we think projects a certain image and at the same time protects us from being judged in certain ways. So what if I told you all of that wasn't worth any of it? What if I told you that true kind of meaning and purpose and depth and relationship was found in being vulnerable? Would you buy that? Some of you perhaps have tried that and have just been fully known and have said, you know, here's all my stuff, and we scraped everything out from underneath our mattress and our nightstand drawers and all the different places we kind of keep hints of who we are. and just laid it out there. Does that idea of that terrify you? So some of y'all know parts of my story. I am a pastor, have been a pastor for, it seems like forever. But one of the things that I hid for a long, long time was an addiction to pornography. That started when I was an 11-year-old little boy. And up until about, I don't know, 10 years ago, that was this big, deep, dark secret that I kept hidden out of fear that if you knew me and if you knew that about me, A, I'd lose my job, I'd lose my friends, I'd lose my family, and everybody and everything that ever thought they liked me would just run out of the room with their hair on fire. I spent a lot of energy hiding that and putting up a big shield and defensiveness. And in part, the way I did that was I was always really curious about you, but I wouldn't let you get too close to me, because I was convinced that if you got too close, somehow you would magically find out, or there'd be a crack in the veneer and you would discover what was underneath all this stuff that we call Doug Meyer. So some years ago, I finally just decided it took too much energy. A number of things in my life had come crashing down, so I started seeing a therapist, and one day just literally just spilled it all out. And oh my gosh, y'all, it was freeing. It was life-giving. It was all of the different things that it was the opposite of all the things I had ever been terrified about. I could go on and on, but that's for another day. What's that thing that you are terrified of people knowing about you? What's that story that you've created that if they know, they won't like you? I would invite you to find someone, a therapist or a dear friend, pastor, somebody who you can trust, and unload that. Get rid of that. Don't hide any longer behind just this facade that you've created and the fears that you've told yourself over and over again. There is a huge reward to the risk associated with vulnerability. It is newfound honesty. It is newfound engagement in life. I have found that people are drawn to vulnerability, that if you and I can be vulnerable, it gives them just a portal to look through, to imagine that they might practice their own vulnerability. And in turn and in time, perhaps they will. Perhaps they will. So friends, as you go your way this week, just think about the risk reward of vulnerability and the amount of energy you spend maintaining the slick outward appearance and all the other things that come with that, physically and metaphorically, that weigh you down and pull you down and wear you out. Man, if I can help you in any way, shape, or form to let go of that and tell you more about my story, I'd be happy to. Shoot me a note in the comment box. Send me an email, and I will, all I can share with you is my story. But I encourage you to step out, to let go of the fear. The water's just right. As always, if you get a little something out of our time together, let me know. If you want to call out any of this or challenge it, I'm okay. You can do that too. Use the comment box there on Facebook or send me a note here at Treats. Until we talk again, let's take a deep prayer. Take a deep prayer. Take a deep breath and have a prayer. God, thank you for all the different ways you made me who I am. Thank you for the courage that I found deep inside to open up and to step out from my hiding places and to be known for just exactly who I am, and reminding me that that's plenty, that that's enough, and that's exactly how and who you designed me to be. Amen. Take care, everybody. Hopefully we will see you again soon.